Welcome to Board Game Archaeology. We play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter,
I'm Rob.
and today we're playing Tripoley.
Tripoley. This game comes to us from Millie Grant. Millie and her son Glenn are big watchers of our show. They enjoy it and they've commented to us before. And one of Millie's favorite games is Tripoley. So we thought we'd bring this one on. This game originally came out from Ideal in 1937. This is the 1999 Cadaco version of the game. The game is for ages 8 and up and for 2 to 9 players, and basically has hearts, poker, and Michigan Rummy in it.
Yeah, the goal of the game is to have the most chips at the end and to win those individual rounds with good hands.
Yep, and it comes with this awesome felt table thing that it always has come in. I mean, if you see the ones from my time in the 60s and 70s and way back, always has come with this cool felt tabletop thing. Comes with poker chips, and I think it's the first time kids really got to play with poker chips when we were kids. And it also comes with its own deck of cards, but again, it's only a 52 deck of cards, so you can use any deck of cards for it. And one thing you do to start the game is pull those jokers out.
And yeah, to set up, everybody puts a single chip down on all of the different categories, and then you'll split that deck between all the players, including a dead hand.
Yep, and the dead hand is really made to stop some of those big hands from happening, especially if you're only playing with 2 or 3 people. Somebody's always going to have either like a 4 of a kind or a straight flush or something fantastic. But it starts off by playing hearts. So as you see on the board, we have the 10 of hearts, jack of hearts, king, queen, king, ace. And that's your hearts part of the game. So you go through your deck of cards, and if you have the king, jack, queen, king of hearts, you get to take from that part of the board.
Yeah, it's very straightforward because if you have the king and the queen, you can take the king, the queen, and the king and queen section.
And that's really the big win for this section of the game.
Yeah, and from there, the heart section is very simple because you'll just take the cards that you do have, and as you said, it's all kind of there. The poker section is where it kind of ramps up in intensity.
Yep, and you pick your cards back up. So throughout the 3 games that you're playing within a round, you use the same cards all the way through it. So then with poker, basically you take all your cards and you can have a good, 20, 15 cards in your hand with a dead deck. And then you're looking for your best poker hand, starting with that straight flush, especially the ace, king, queen, jack, 10. That's your number one suit and your big win. Then 4 of a kind, and then full house, I think, down the road to a pair or high card or whatever. You're obviously going to do much better than a pair when you have 10 cards in your hand. It's just the way it is. The funny thing about the poker is you're really betting on it, but you can't really call it, so you're betting until either everybody drops out or you win by that poker hand at the end of the round.
Yeah, because that really is, you just bet until people are done. And usually people will have like a cap on how much you can bet so that a single round can't make or ruin.
It really does, but then it's harder to bluff when you have that cap. I've always thought that was true with poker. If you have a cap, it's hard to bluff, so then it just keeps the game going longer and longer. But I understand family-friendly game, you might want to have a cap like that.
And then you take those same cards that you were playing poker with, and then you pick up Michigan Rummy. And so you'll have someone usually whose turn it is by this point.
Yep.
And you'll put down the lowest card of a certain suit to start off, and people will continue to try and build off of it. So if you had, for example, the 3 of clubs, it would go down. But if you couldn't, because maybe the dead hand is stopping you from doing it, then you would take the other person's turn. And so you would then, from that point, like if you couldn't put down the next card, then it would be up to me. If I, for some reason, didn't have a different suit for the card, then it would actually go back to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, because once you're out of cards, you're out of cards. And the first person out of cards in the Michigan Rummy part is the winner of the game. And not only the winner of the kitty, but also gets a chip for every card that the opposite or opponents have in their hands. And that could be the big win of the round.
And then from there, you would, put a chip on each section again, and you would repeat until the chips are all in one person's corner, or, there's a lot of variation in how you can play the game. And the game does bring that up, is that there's a lot of different ways that people have played it. And they seem to encourage the concept of the variation. It's like one example from the rules is as simple as the colors of the chips are worth different amounts. But a different one, which I thought was very interesting, is like in like the poker section or the Michigan Rummy section, you could like kind of like sell the dead hand. Like people could
Right.
bid on who gets the dead hand if the dealer didn't want it, because the dealer will shift every round, and so the dealer then has like an amount of power, and that money can either go directly to the dealer or into the kitty, making it even more kind of variable who gets it.
Right, but being able to look at your cards and saying, "Ooh, this hand's no good," and taking a blind hand and you don't know what you're going to get, but still,
Just
it's
hope
poker.
it's better than the other
Right,
one.
just hope it's better than the other one. And then, yeah, you can do an auction for it. And did you say that you could get the money for that auction if you're the
Yeah.
dealer in that round?
The dealer can kind of like sell off the dead hand to a different player if a player wants it. And if the other players want it, they can bid between each other. And so that can rather go directly to the dealer because, again, it's a variation. It's something that people have done to like mix it up. So you can kind of tweak that however you would want, but that's how I've read it.
Yeah, old school game. Been playing it for a year. I mean, we played it when we were kids for sure. So, tried and true. Teaches you all about the beginnings of poker and card play and things like that. Good
Yeah,
game.
very good game to get people kind of started with cards and like understanding things like poker because, like, gosh knows, it doesn't always come super naturally to some of us.
Yeah, and it looks busy. It looks good right from the beginning, where you got chips flying around and things are moving right away. So it's a quick-paced moving game, and fun for everyone.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about us, check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Toy Archaeology, and don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.